Well, one of the big things is enhanced literacy for life is filling gaps. So some of the gaps that it's filling is bringing a piece that is for years been identified by educators in the community, that literacy has dropped significantly in the community. A lot of these kids don't find any value in reading via computers are doing everything for them, video games, internet, all that kind of stuff is taking place of just picking up a book and reading. We are trying to introduce that back into it, and we found that same barriers that schools have been, identifying as some of the barriers we have identified. So what we're looking at is, using something like a niche, like I spoke about before, which is, some type of sports, some type of music, some type of anything that these kids like, and attaching it to the literacy piece to it, and then showing them that everything you do with literacy is a big factor in it. So now, by identifying that reason and identifying those situations, we are looking at now finding groups that are long-standing in the community that have been doing good works, attaching ourselves to them, and then now that's where the gaps are being filled now, because now where those organizations were just specific to a sport or specific to music or specific to whatever their mandate is, now when we add literacy to that piece, we're filling those gaps by helping those kids learn how to read, finding joy in literacy. As I said, computers, we always show them that computers are big in everything they do. If you're playing a sport, you need to know how, a lot of these kids, when they go away to school, if they can't, get a certain GPA, which is a grade point average, they can't play the sport. Some of the kids in, videos will tell you that, we need to pass a specific test, and we need to hit a certain, number, be it in Canada or on the USA side. So a lot of these kids don't know that until it hits them. So now if we can prepare them prior to them going away, or during the time that we have them here for 3, 4, 5 years, they'll be already ahead of the stream. Some of the benefits that some of these kids have experienced, and the families also, is, first of all, the mentorship. Like I said, some of these kids are coming from homes that are single family, where the parent is working, many hours, and by the time they get home, the parent probably just feeding them a meal and saying, good night and then goodbye. So we become the surrogate parents. So if we can put as much information into them as we can in the time that we have them, it only helps the family members. Them being good students, them being good community partners, being, community members, being good friends, them, getting jobs after, them getting a great education. Those are all the gaps that the literacy piece and our association with some of these organizations help the parents.